Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager 23 on the PS5. We are continuing our Mercedes career tonight and we are heading to Miami for the first of the 3 American Grand Prix this season. So we come off the back of a bit of a mixed bag of results. We had a potential to do really well. We came so close to getting our first win, but we just didn't quite have enough in the car to be able to achieve it on the final lap. Ran out of tyres a little bit, ran out of battery, and we kind of messed up George as well. So we had the chance of at least maybe a double podium, on top of the chance of maybe getting the win, and in the end Russell ended up 6th because we forgot to change his tyres for the red flag, and he didn't really wasn't able to really capitalise on the restart. He was under pressure and couldn't move up, but we did get Lewis up onto the second step of the podium, and let's see if maybe we can go one step better here at Miami. We should probably be throwing in fresh engines tonight, so that might give us a little bit of extra power. Right, we've got 4 days until the Grand Prix goes, so let's check the inbox. So we had a quick look at some of the emails last night. We've got a couple more that we didn't get to. We've got our financial report. Let's take a look at our finances. So you can see, financially, we're in pretty good shape in terms of staying in the green. There's a breakdown of our spending so far and a projection of where we'll end up in terms of income versus expenditure. So we should end up theoretically making a fair bit of money. However, that's obviously going to fluctuate as the season progresses. In terms of our cost cap, well, we've spent 62 million from our 140 million or 139 million cost cap already. We're down to just 77 million effectively. So we are going to have to start thinking about reining in our development a little bit. We have been going quite aggressive to start with, trying to get some improved performance on the car. But we'll have to really start thinking about how we're going to balance that, especially with making sure that we've got the finances available to do research in the second half of the season. The last thing we want to do is throw everything into this season and then end up with a worse car next year compared to the rest of the grid because we did zero research. So we've also got a check-in from the board. We've not checked in with them yet, so let's have a look. There you can see, satisfied with Sakir, happy with Jeddah, satisfied with Melbourne, and delighted with Baku. So we're off to a pretty good start as far as race performance confidence is. Hopefully we can keep that trend going. Any more emails? We do have 1 or 2 more, I think. We've got a roundup of April in Formula 1, tech insights at Red Bull, a little bit of a spotlight on McLaren. And then there are the standings. So you can see Red Bull comfortably leading both championships at the moment. Well, I say both. They're comfortably leading the constructors. It is actually quite close at the top of the drivers. Look, Max just 2 points ahead of Sergio. Oh wait, I was looking at driver ratings. No, he's pretty comfortable in the in the drivers as well. 5 points clear of Sergio, a long way clear. 28 points clear of Charles Leclerc. So. Yeah, we are in 5th and 6th in the drivers and 3rd in the constructors, so still a little bit of work to do. We know about our front wing and our side pods. I believe we've already got those started in terms of manufacturing. Let's have a quick double check. Yeah, new front wing is underway, new rear wing is underway, or spare rear wings I think are underway, and the new side pods are underway as well. We've got 4 slots available, and we also have a brand new ATR period, I believe. Let's have a look. Yes, we do. So we need to think about what we want to work on next. Let's take a bit of a look at our car. So you can see against the grid average, that's where we are, but we're not overly concerned with the grid average. We want to be looking more at cars like the Ferrari and the Red Bull. So there you can see the Ferrari, it's faster than us, it's got better acceleration, better DRS, better downforce, better brakes. The only thing we're improved on them is our car's a little bit lighter and has slightly better engine cooling. Let's take a look at the Red Bull. I'm guessing it's going to be even worse. Oh, actually, we are faster than the Red Bull. How are we faster than the Red Bull? Oh, wow, look at the difference in brake cooling, though. 51% for us, 73% on that Red Bull. Wow. That is pretty shocking. Unless that can't be down to engines, because we've still got the same engines in as well. What is going on with the Red Bull there? Those values can't be right, surely. 18th in top speed, 20th in DRS, 20th in dirty air tolerance. That just doesn't seem right. That does not seem right at all. Alright, well, okay, if they really are that bad, let's check Checo's car. There we go. That's the kind of that's the kind of performance I was expecting to see. So, if we compare against Checo's car, which is very different, we can see, yeah, faster than us, better acceleration, and better than everything, except we are slightly lighter. But again, those brakes look mighty. Mighty, look at that, 73%, that's incredible. So, where is our car weakest against the average? Let's take a look. We don't want to look at powertrain, we want to look at chassis. So our chassis is 11th in drag reduction, 13th in lifespan. Not worried about the lifespan. So a little bit draggy compared to the rest of the grid. Let's take a look at the front wing. Front wing high speed is poor. Rear wing high speed is the weakest part of that, but that's a relatively new rear wings and it's not too bad. Have a look at side pods. We've got new side pods coming. They haven't been built yet, so there's no direct comparison there yet. Let's take a look at the underfloor. See, our underfloor's not too bad. Maybe we need to think about that for a bit more downforce though, because we are lacking in downforce. And suspension, again, drag not the greatest. Brake cooling definitely needs a bit of work. Well, we've got 3 slots available and we've got some money. We can go intense on a couple of parts. So, let's see. This is the brand new front wing, I think, isn't it? Yeah, that's the Mark II front wing. We're on a Mark III suspension already. Don't really want to go a big upgrade on something else. I'm not too sure. Let's say hello to the chat. How you doing, Farah, Mr. Water, Cobra? Good to see you guys. Farah loving his black controller. Yes, I've got mine. Mine came today as well. It does look very nice. I actually had it just lying on the bed earlier, and I glanced at it and thought I'd left the DualShock 4 out for a second, you know, and then I had to remember, oh no, wait, no, that is my brand new DualSense. So used to seeing them in white, or at least with white buttons. You know, it's nice to have the black buttons again. Okay, so let's see. Let's have a look at a new underfloor. We're going to put all of our hours into the big part. We want to improve drag. And we're going to start looking at tailoring our upgrades a little bit now as well. We want to improve airflow sensitivity a little bit, but not too much, because we're taking away from our cornering ability when we do that, and we're also taking away from our speed. So let's go a 2.25 increase in that. Let's set the high speed. That's pretty weak at the moment. And let's go a little bit better on there on the low speed. So we get a nice little balance there in terms of improvement to low and medium speed. And let's take a little bit of weight off as well. Let's drop it down to, so this is the same weight level as our previous quick underfloor that we knocked out. Even Zane, even Tony do the chassis. We will do a chassis as well. But there we go. We'll go with that for our underfloor. We do need to boost our downforce levels, so that will be a really good way to do that. Let's see, how many engineers do we want? It's 43 days until it's done. I would kind of like to have this available for Barcelona, if at all possible. That's 32 days away. I don't want to rush it. I don't really want to leave myself having to do intense either. I think we're going to have to say we'll bring that to Montreal. So we'll go 3 days. We're going to go intense on this one. Alright, let's take a look at the chassis. So again, we need to reduce some drag. We want to improve our airflow. Engine cooling would be nice if we can. Take a little bit of weight off it. Let's go with that. And again, we'll go intense if we can. We've got the funds to do that, but yeah, we can just about get away with that. So if we're looking at bringing an upgrade package to Montreal, I might just go one engineer. Let's see. Chassis will take a while to complete in terms of manufacturing. Let's just do one engineer, and that still leaves us the ability to maybe throw on a couple more minor upgrades this way. In fact, actually, I think let's have a look at maybe starting some research for next season as well. So we've got regulation changes across the board. Every part's going to be affected. So I think we'll hold off a little bit on research. Let's get the car a little bit better before we start working on researching next season's car. Let's see. Let's maybe go with a new suspension as well. Try and improve our brake cooling a little bit more. Again, try and take some drag out of the car, improve the brakes. There we go. It's not huge gains, but it is some gains. And again, we'll look to take a bit of weight off as well. And that will just add a little bit more to those improvements. There we go. And with this, we're going to go with 3 engineers. If we go intense, we won't have enough money to do a 4th part, so we'll just go normal on this one. And let's have a look at maybe let's see, let's go another front wing. I know we've got one we're working on already, but I don't think it was a major front wing. So let's do another minor front wing. We want to, again, work on our brakes. to improve our airflow sensitivity so that we can improve our dirty air tolerance. I think we'll go with that, and then let's see if we can strip that down a little bit. So it's 3 to 5. I'm just going to drop it down just a touch, like that. Oh, and we'll put the remaining engineers on that. I don't think I can afford an intense on that. No, I can't. Oh wow, that's expensive. 4.8 million for an intense development on front wing. So we'll go normal. That's going to take 38 days. So again, we can hopefully get that as part of our upgrade package for Montreal. And there we go. We've got some new parts in development. Alright, new training schedule for the pit crew. So, our current pit times, 2.4, it's not bad. I mean, if we go pit stop time, it is going to wear them out. It's going to really increase the chance of a mistake. So, I'm going to work on pit stop errors, I think. I'll leave them on custom. Sorry, on balanced for now. But yeah, that'll slightly improve our car building for swapping out parts. That'll improve our chance, or reduce the chance of a mistake. It will have a negligible impact on our estimated pit stop time. A slight deficit, but not too bad. We do need to think about maybe giving them some more rest at some point soon as well. So we'll confirm those changes. That's our schedule for the next month. Okay, advancing time. Our helipad is now maxed, so we can get the maximum benefit from our sponsors now. Jared Murphy has low morale. We keep getting low morale popping up, don't we? Even though we're actually achieving some good results now. Okay, so let's have a look at setting some targets. I'm going to go 2 drivers in the top 8, just because I'm wary of the Aston's pace. Both cars into Q2. I'd much rather get smaller amounts that are easier to get than gamble on large amounts that I could fail and then lose money on. Finish position, we will try and get 2 in the top 6. I think we can achieve that. Yeah, that matches up with our streaks that we've got going as well. Alright, Miami.
Once again, we touch down in Miami as F1 returns to the Magic City. Miami Gardens is transformed into the Miami International Autodrome, built here especially for the Grand Prix. It's a thrilling street circuit where one wrong move can end in disaster, but for those who can conquer its literal ups and downs, victory is all the sweeter. Spectacle is the name of the game here in Miami, with a stadium at the heart of this track. With long straights and S-bends, not unlike Suzuka's Sector 1, proper ERS management is sure to give drivers an edge towards victory.
Red Bull have outscored their rivals to be at the top of the constructors' table right now. There are still plenty of rounds left to fight for that title, though.
Now let's get the weekend underway.
So we have a wet first day. Let's see. We're going to start with soft tyres on the car. because if it's raining, we don't want to waste the hards or the mediums. There we go. We shall obviously switch those over once we know what's going on with the weather when we get into practice 1. In terms of car setups, I do have 2 setups that I have got 100% on so far on this game. On this year's game, I've got obviously a notebook from last year. So we'll start with the ones from this year's game. So I've got a 7, a 13.5, a 3.7, a 3.5, and a 0.10. There we go. Run plan for Miami is 17 laps, or it was last year. Imagine it'll be the same this time round. I'm going to start dropping the pace and looking after the car parts a bit more because our engines are wearing out pretty quick. Our cooling isn't the greatest. So that's Lewis's car done. Let's have a look at George's car. 17 lap run. There we go. Drop the pace. Setup. So we're going to go with an 8, a 13, a 1.9, a 3.5, and a 0.65. There we go. These are the setups I got with my AlphaTauri. So the 13.5 rear wing on Lewis's car might not be suitable, but we'll see. Let's hope for a good result this weekend and that nothing goes wrong. Yeah, keeping my fingers crossed. We've got damaged gearboxes, but we're still in practice, so that's absolutely fine. We'll swap those out when it gets to the race itself. Engines at 52%, they will tick over, I think, below 50%, and the ERS should tick over below 40. So we might be able to get away with these ERS units in the car for the race, but the engines we might need to swap. I don't know. We'll see what the rest of the grid's doing in terms of power units before we make that decision. And prepare yourself for one of the ugliest sector maps you've ever seen. Oh, it's hideous. The colours are just really bad. I mean, I get what they're trying to do, but that light green in the middle just looks disgusting. Ugh, it's horrible. Horrible. Right. So, weather. Is it going to rain in this session? It is. And it's going to rain after about 20 minutes or so. So we'll do a quick run on the mediums, on the softs to try and get started. Everything is set and ready, so let's just send the guys straight out.
So radio check.
And as always, we will do a lap
Radio's loud.
in helmet cam. We'll do it in Russell Vision tonight.
Radio check. Yeah, radio's loud and clear. Avoid all curbs. Avoid all curbs.
You can just make out Lewis a bit further down the straight. There he goes. And there we go. There is a lap of Miami in helmet cam. So let's speed them up. whiz through practice like we always do.
It's just slippery.
Surface temps are low all round.
Are you sure everything is okay? Something feels odd.
Yeah, we're just taking a look.
Yeah, that'll be your knackered gearbox, Russell.
So rain is imminent.
Yep.
Let's see if we can get our feedback in before it starts raining. I don't think we can. Let's see how bad the rain's going to be. It should be inters. It's starting to fall. Let's call them in. No point taking the risk of them doing another lap on the slicks for it to be wet by the time they get around to here again and potentially damaging the car. Alright, so let's have a look at the partial feedback. At least get an idea of where we're going. And oh, it's very wrong. It's very wrong for Lewis's car. Okay. Let's try the 813 19. 0.65. Maybe it just about gets the toe into the brackets. It's potentially far enough away for a bad to become better. Yeah, we'll try it. We'll see how it goes. We'll switch him on to inters. There we go. Let's have a look at Russell. Again, only partial feedback. Oh. Okay, let's try the 13.5 on Russell. So, 3.7, 3.5, and what was it? Oh, 0.1. Yeah, 0.1. And that is still outside of the traction zone. So, let's go to the notebook from last year and see what other setups I can try here. I do have a 4.6 setup, so let's look at a 4.6. So it's 7, 13.5, 4.6, 3.35, and a 0.0. Let's have a look. Oversteer looks like a big enough change. Cornering, now it looks okay. We don't know about braking stability. Straights is fine. Traction should be fine. We'll try that. We'll see how that works. Again, we'll put him on inters. You can see that horrible mishmash of greens. Like I said, I get what they were trying to do with that. I just wish they'd done it better. You know, pastel colours, you know, soft, you know, very pale versions of colours rather than very bright in your face colour of those greens. Plus, I don't remember seeing them lay down that much AstroTurf all around the track for Miami, because it is essentially just a car park.
Just make sure you keep talking.
Okay, it's going to keep raining for a bit longer by the look of it, so we'll stay out on these inters. Track is almost dry, and there goes the rain again. Okay, car park knowledge is still climbing. That's good. We should get that to 100 by the end of the weekend.
Check when you can.
95% for Lewis, so big improvement. Switching the setups over has worked for Lewis. Is it going to work for George? It is. It's bang on for George. Look at that. That's perfect. Fantastic. So, we can add that one to the book. More knowledge for next season. What are we looking at in terms of track knowledge? We could do with a little bit more track knowledge gains, so let's keep them out a little bit longer. We should still have spare fuel. Another 3 laps of fuel. I doubt they'll go back to what they had last season. Like I said, I get what they're trying to do, and I've got no problem with the concept. And some of the circuit maps look good. This one just, no. I do feel that some of the detail could be better as well. I mean, the stadium looks impressive, but you also can't really distinguish it from anything else because of the lack of distinct boundary lines on any of the edges. So it all just kind of starts to blend into itself. And there we go. We are done for this session. And the grandstands is just blocks. Yeah, not a big fan of that either. There we go. So, let's add Russell's setup to the book. We are going to be back on Inters again. We're going to go onto the same tyres we used before. No point running other ones just yet. Swap Lewis's tyres over as well. And let's take a look at that setup so we can add it in. So, 7.0, 13.5, 4.6, 3.4, and 0. There we go. Right. What tweaking do we need to do for Hamilton? Okay, so we need to change the front wing a little bit, but not too much. So we're going to look at changing the camber to facilitate that change. And then just dial the toe back a little bit. We'll try that. That has broken our traction actually. Let's just do the 1. And we'll do that. Okay, so we'll just do the 1 click. Like that. We'll leave fuel loads alone for now. We'll wait and see how long it's going to rain, and then we'll refuel the cars accordingly once we get into the pit lane. because it might only be a short spell of rain. It might be quite a long spell of rain. We'll see. Oh, it's going to rain pretty much the entire session, and we might actually have full wets for a bit as well. So, let's change the run plan. So, we did 17 laps in the first stint. We want to go a little bit longer than I would normally go. I'd normally go 24 laps. I'm going to go for 27 laps, because we did miss a little bit of running by coming in early on the softs. So, let's reconfigure that to 27. We'll send George out first this time. Give him a little bit of breathing space, and then we'll send out Russell. Send out Hamilton. There we go. And as always, avoid high curbs and or high risk curbs. And driving clean air. There we go. Just take a bit more pressure off the engine and suspension parts.
Is there damage on the back of my car?
Okay, stand by.
So fingers crossed we've gone the right way with that little setup change for Hamilton. If it's the wrong way, we can obviously, reverse that and mirror it in the opposite direction. Getting close to full wet weather. Let's see, neither of our drivers are close to another car. Is there someone on track that is there? There is a McLaren that's close to someone. I think it's Norris. There we go. Let's have a look at some spray coming up through helmet cam. Not too bad at the moment. Let's see how bad the rain gets. And this was the period where it was supposed to go full wets, and oh wow, the water level just dipped dramatically there. So that was pretty much as wet as it was going to get by the look of it.
If you can give us a balance check when you can.
We've got optimal feedback from Lewis, 97%. He's in the optimal range. It's not quite there, but it's close. Very close. So, just needs a little tweak. And now we've got the distance to actually check for spray, but yeah, there's a lot less water on the track, so a lot less spray. We're looking to get our track knowledge up to about 75% for this session. Oh, VSC. Who's crashed? Are we going to get a replay? I've noticed the game isn't giving that many replays. It doesn't replay every event.
Keep the delta positive.
Understood.
Yeah, didn't see a replay prompt for that one. But Sites has collided with someone, I don't know who, and he's got a 5-second penalty, and he's out for the rest of the session.
VSC ending.
Yeah, roger.
Back to green flags. Okay, and our drivers are about where I want them to be, so let's call them in. And what change do we need to make? Is it front wing? It is front wing. Wow, look how tight the margins are for movement on everything else in the car there. Let me try dropping it to a 7.5. Counter correct with a click of camber. I'll counter click the toe as well. Might need to push that to an 8.5 instead of a 7.5. We'll find out in the next session. We're not going back out in this one. So if all goes according to plan, it'll just be a single run of around about 20 laps, just to get the track knowledge up to 100. However, if we've gone the wrong way with Lewis, then we'll have to call him in early and send him out for a second short run, just to lock that setup down. We're going to use the hard tyres for this one. So 20 laps. I'm going to have fine weather, so we don't have to worry about any rain for the rest of the weekend. And is that a Williams sneaking out behind us? I think it is.
Make sure you stay on top of the PU calling.
Understood.
Yeah, it's Alex Albon. Right, have we got the right choice made on Hamilton here? While we're waiting for feedback, let's take a look at the rest of the grid. So, what kind of engines are they running? Ours are obviously below the threshold now. Ferrari haven't gone out with Leclerc yet. Sainz is at 39. Oscar's at 60. 58 for McLaren's Norris. The Red Bulls have got better engine cooling than us. Ocon, Gasly, Albon, Sargent. Wow, our engines are actually some of the worst on the grid. That's how bad our cooling's been. But the Ferraris are worse, look at that. 38% for Sainz. So yeah, improving engine cooling is definitely something we need to think about.
Give us a balance check.
Oh, we've gone to great, so we've dropped out of the window. Only just, but it's enough to cause a problem. Yeah, it's changed the front wing value, the rear wing value. So let's go the other way. Let's go 8.5. Let's pull that back that way. Let's correct that way. And let's try that. And if this doesn't work, we have got the 97% that we can fall back to. There we go, Russell is done. Let's call him in. He will go into the Grand Prix with maximum confidence. Given that no one else has switched over engines, I guess we will stick with the same engines as well. I mean, we could theoretically switch the setup, switch the engines. It would give us a power boost, but it would put us out of sequence with everybody else on the grid. Seems like I mastered setups. What I did was last season, last game, every time I got a 100% setup, I just jotted it down in a notebook. And then at the start, I would, of every subsequent race at that circuit, I would use those 100% setups as a starting base point. But in our very first season at Williams, I had a bit of an understanding of what kind of downforce levels I would need for some of the tracks, just from knowledge of Formula One, knowing that certain tracks have very high downforce, others are not so much. So there we go, 100% for Lewis. So it gave me a bit of a head start over someone who's a Formula One novice. But yeah, I just write down any time I get a 100% setup, I add it into my little notebook, and then I've got a series of values I can look at as a starting point. And then there's a lot of different setups that all can obtain 100%. It's finding the right one for the right time, because it will randomly determine which one's going to be the 100%er. So you can put in one that is guaranteed 100% on a particular run, and then the next time you drive it, you could be in a car, in the same car, same driver, same track, and it is way off. You know, so having a collection of different setup values gives you flexibility in knowing how to correct those changes. And instinctively, the more you play the game, the more you kind of recognize, you know, what kind of amount of change you need to put in, if not necessarily the right direction, but certainly the amount of change that you need to create to get your setup where it needs to be. And then it's just all about that fine-tuning. So there we go, 100% preparation for both our drivers. That puts Lewis comfortably into the very high confidence, George just into very high confidence. His unhappy setup at the bottom, his very poor confidence is a little bit bigger than Lewis's, which is why it takes him a little bit longer to get to the high confidence and the very high confidence.
Welcome to qualifying. Let's find out if all that practice will pay off for the drivers.
The Miami International Autodrome has some lovely long straights, but a driver still needs to have total trust in their car setup to get a fast qualifying lap. Turns 14 and 15 in particular are the ones that catch the drivers out in qualifying.
And in terms of the driver we've got here, Nick de Vries, how do you think he's feeling at this moment?
Looking at the lap times, we saw a real lack of pace from them in practice. They never looked quite comfortable with the setup, and they'll need to try something new for qualifying if they want to get past Q1.
So here we are, ready to resume.
How does Nick de Vries look? Like a dead man walking. Oh dear. Right, I need to add Lewis's setup to the book, so let's quickly do that. And I can give you a basic of what I was talking about in terms of the amount you need to correct as well. So 8.5, 13, 19, 3.40 and 0.65. There we go, and that's a slight variation on the previous one I had, which was 813, 19, 3.5 and a 0.65. So we just basically increased the front wing and reduced the camber to get it from 100% setup to the other one. But in terms of how much you need to move the sliders, if you're looking for just a small change, then that kind of variation, we're going to use the oversteer here as an example. You see how much the slider is moving with that one change. That's about the range there. That one click, that kind of range, or maybe just a little bit more, is the kind of range you're looking for if you just got something that's great and you want to try and get optimal. If you're looking at something that's good, then you want to have a gap from where you are to where you're going of at least that. So in terms of oversteer here, it's 2 clicks, but obviously that varies depending on the part you're looking at. If you've got something that's bad, then you're looking at something like that, maybe that minimum, really, to try and get it into where it needs to be. So once you kind of understand the basic principles of how much the sliders need to move, it's just a case of trying to figure out which direction to move them, and understanding the relationship between each of the different sliders. So you can see the front wing moves everything in varying degrees of amounts. The rear wing also changes everything, but again, differing amounts. You know, it has a much bigger impact on the straights than anything else. The roll bar only changes the top 4. It does not change your rear wing. Your camber massively changes your braking and cornering, and then has a minimal effect on your oversteer and traction, but doesn't affect the straights. And then your toe massively affects braking and has a minimal effect on your cornering, but doesn't really affect anything else. So it's just understanding the relationship of what sliders move, or which parts move which sliders, and how much they move by. It comes with practice. So we're going to run the same engine. It's slightly underpowered, but we'll stick with it. We are going to change the gearboxes out though. So we'll put a brand new gearbox in for both cars. And let's see how we do. Although it is possible to change engines between sessions, it's not something I plan on doing unless we damage an engine in a crash, in which case it'll be changed between qualifying and the race. I don't want to change between qualifying sessions, because in reality there's no way that in hell there would be time to swap out an engine between Q1 and Q2. So to keep that, even though the game allows you to do that, to keep that realism in our playthrough, I will not be changing engines after running in Q1. Gearboxes, possibly. It is possible to change a gearbox in that time if you're really quick. ERS module, no. Okay. Who's going out first? We've got a Williams going out. No one else is going out yet. All right, we're going to send out Lewis and George. Hopefully we won't hit traffic. I get the feeling that as Albon's going to start coming round, so we're going to see some more movement from the pit lane. We don't need a stellar time. Yeah, there we go. Look, see. We don't need a stellar time. We just need enough to get through the first session. Right, hopefully no one comes out in front of us. Oh, there's Alonso coming out. We might catch Alonso in a really bad spot here with Hamilton. Now, Hamilton's going to get clear just... that was important. And Russell should be fine until the back straight. Yeah, there we go. So we managed to get through without losing any time. That's good.
Get the delta negative.
So I won 30.2 for Hamilton and 2.5 tenths slower for Russell, which tracks with what we've been seeing so far.
Negative. We will box end of this lap.
Yeah, copy.
So that's it for us for Q1. We're not going to run again. That's more than enough to get us through. We're going to save the wear on the engines. We're going to save the wear on the tyres. And run the same tyres again in the next session. So now we just need to see who gets knocked out. Is there a stat that has an effect on confidence gains? When it comes to creating your setups, track knowledge accounts for about 25% of your confidence level going into the Grand Prix. Your car part knowledge accounts for 25%, and then the setup confidence accounts for 50% of your driver's confidence level. In terms of how much you gain or lose during races, I don't have a real breakdown on that. I know you get a little bump if you get a successful defense when someone's trying to overtake you. You get a little bump if you set a personal best sector. Whether it goes purple or not, as long as it's a personal best, that's all that you need. You get a big bump if you overtake someone, but you also get a big loss if you get overtaken. So if you get overtaken by 2 or 3 cars in very quick succession, your confidence plummets. Right, same tyres again. And hopefully these will be fine. Slightly slower. We'll lose about 1/10 of a second on optimal time, but we just again need to get through to the next session. We don't need to set the timing screens alight. And we have got softs. Oh, it's doing this weird thing. It did this last year. Sometimes the camera doesn't recognise the change. So we can just sit and watch the pit lane camera. It tracks the cars all the way around the circuit at 16 times speed. There we go. Let's fix that. Right, I don't think we had any traffic.
Currently P3. So we're happy with that.
Okay, again, that is enough to get us through, I think. So I don't think we have to run again. Everyone running on used tyres. Let's take a look at Sainz's car. I know he's got a penalty. Has he put a new part in following that crash? Let's have a look. No, he hasn't. Still using an old engine. Yeah, that Ferrari must have brought some upgrades. It is looking pretty quick in Sainz's hands. So yeah, we're going to sit in the garage. Drivers would need to find minimum of 6 tenths of a second to put us out. And that's just not going to happen. If it was variable conditions, then yes, we would probably be going out again, but let's see. So Leclerc top a 129.8. Yeah, the Ferraris are looking very strong here this weekend, aren't they? Verstappen second, Sainz third, Perez fourth. Alonso and Stroll faster than us, just, although they will have set those times on newer softs. We've held an extra set back. So we've got 2 new sets plus the scrubs. We're going to do our first run on the scrubs, and then we'll do a second run at the end of the session on brand new softs when the track's at its absolute grippiest. Just get a banker time on the board just in case, for whatever reason, we get a red flag and it cancels qualifying. I have had that happen to me before. We're going to go out nice and early at the start of this session. And as always with scrub tyre runs, we don't tend to watch them, but we will watch our proper run on new softs at the end of the session. Alright, Perez and Leclerc both coming out. They might possibly get in the way. Hopefully not. We're clear of Verstappen, he's not going to be an issue. Hamilton's going to catch Leclerc at the slow section. Luckily we're okay. Is Perez going to get in the way though? He might. I think we're okay. 130.4. Maybe we lost a tenth. Russell a little bit closer.
That's currently P2.
So there we go. That's our starting laps. And we'll put on some fresh tyres for the final run. And this way we'll have a set of brand new softs and almost brand new softs for the Grand Prix. Okay, Stroll's going out early. Hate it when cars do that. Ocon and Sainz going out early as well. It's going to force our hand to go earlier than I would like. Alright, we'll stay tucked up with Lewis here. See if we can maybe sneak a cheeky toe off the back of Verstappen here. Alright, I'm going to start winding up for our flying runs in just a second. Got plenty of clear track in front of George, so he can set a time without any hindrance. So we've got a very fast Red Bull in front of us, so we might be able to sneak a bit of slipstreaming off the back of it from a distant tow here. Might help Hamilton. Could also hurt him as well. He's not really close enough, I don't think, for the dirty air to be a factor, but maybe, as I say, a distant tow on the straights might be a slight benefit. So we need 2 in the top 8 to achieve our sponsor goal. It's close between Stroll and Russell. I'd like to think Russell's got a chance of jumping Stroll at least. Oh, Stroll just goes faster than Hamilton just did. Okay, maybe not. We're going to see improvements all round the board, I think. Both of our drivers are up in the first sector, although we don't know how much by, because the game refuses to implement proper timing systems. I'm incredibly critical of that. Always have been. And will continue to be until they actually put it in. No improvement for George in the middle sector. So worrying. Hamilton's up. Come on, George. Need a strong final sector here.
So you've taken the checkered flag.
Alonso coming up to the line. Alonso improves. Gasly's not going to stop us. Ocon probably won't either. George crossing the line, improves by a couple of tenths. What can Hamilton do? Jumps Sainz and Stroll. Nice. I don't know how much of that was down to new tyres or if we got any benefit at all from running behind Verstappen. But yeah, that's not bad. 5th and 8th. And of course, with that penalty for Sainz, that will drop him down 3 places. So it'll be 5th and 7th.
The teams are making their final preparations down in the pit lane, ahead of today's race.
The Miami Grand Prix arrived onto the calendar in 2022 with much fanfare, and F1 history is still very much being written here. Drivers have to take chances around the street circuit and hope those chances turn into victory.
Now, in terms of George Russell, Karun, how do you think he's going to be feeling going into this race?
I don't think there can be any real complaints over their performance so far. They know what's expected of them and they're making sure to deliver.
The Autodrome is ready for some serious action today here at the Miami Grand Prix.
All right, let's have a look at strategy. As always, we're going to take a lap of fuel out. We might get a safety car, which, you know, we'll recover this lap of fuel through normal running. And if we do get a safety car, then that will then give us fuel to burn on top of that. Let's have a look at strategy. So the one stop 130.2, that's 7 seconds quicker. We might be able to tweak that as well. Okay, if we look at that, I've already changed the gearboxes, Zane. Changed them before qualifying. Yeah, we're going to go with that strategy. We'll do that for both drivers as well. This is another reason why I wanted to try and ease ourselves through qualifying, saving as much spare rubber as possible. There we go. So we've got 2 nice workable sets of softs there. We're looking at 17 laps on the second set, 17 on the first set. So we can start on the brand new ones, and then we've got the replacements. The engines are at 44%, but we're leaving them in for this race. ERS modules have got 10% of life before they start to drop as well, so we might see them dip towards the end of the race, but hopefully we won't. We will go aggressive off the line, see if we can gain a position or two, and then very quickly we'll end up settling down into a rhythm, I think. We want to try and stay with the cars that are faster than us, and look at maybe undercutting, perhaps. It depends what strategies they're going to run.
57 laps await our competitors here in Miami, so may the best driver win.
Looks like
This
Perez
could
is on
be a
softs.
big race, but that man, right there, Lewis Hamilton.
Alonso on
They've
mediums.
done better than expected to be starting 5th. If they keep that up in the race, it'll be an impressive result.
Right, let's get to it then. Here we go with
So the Red Bull's going to
Miami
scamper
Grand Prix.
away at the start. Looks like Leclerc is on
And
on
it's
mediums as
lights
well.
out, and away we go.
Oh, it's Alonso on soft. It's Stroll on mediums. And we've got George up the place. Excellent. Right, George. Stay behind Lewis for the first couple of laps. Don't try and overtake so that Lewis can focus on in front.
Need to make sure we keep these tyres in good nick.
Yep.
So both drivers got very high confidence. That's good. Alonso having a look at Leclerc. He is on those soft tyres, so I would expect him to complete that move. Around the outside, maybe. Yep, he's completed the move. He's going to have the inside for the next turn as well. We are struggling to keep up, as I thought we might. If we can just hang on for another couple of laps. Or another lap and a half. Don't want to lose touch with Leclerc.
And we'll push. Okay.
The problem we've got now is that Leclerc is going to be getting a tow from cars that are driving faster than him. Push the fuel as well, and let's really push Lewis's tyres.
So let's get after it. DRS has been enabled. So currently P5. Leclerc ahead. And so we've got George behind.
So we need to be within a second coming out of these sweepers. Or at the very least we need to be very aggressive on the brakes at the end of this long straight to try and be close through the Mickey Mouse section. We are just about in range. This is the last lap we can do this before we run out of battery, and we are in range. So let's calm those tyres down, calm the fuel down, let's go into top
Yeah, we
up.
just need to make sure that we don't fall off a cliff on that tyre.
Yep.
So just work on getting that pack back up.
And there we go. And we've broken Stroll in the process.
Charge the pack.
Excellent stuff. So we had a green sector for Lewis in the middle there, gave him a slight little bump to his confidence. Both drivers with the DRS wide open. Stroll and Sainz fighting.
So we have low battery at the moment.
Already we're again out of range. But the cars in front are starting to drop as well, so there's every chance that Leclerc will come back to us if he gets dropped. If he can't hang with the soft-tired Red Bulls and Alonso, then he will fall back into us. I can't really push anymore. Tyres are still too hot. Don't really have the battery left to push. We just need to keep our drivers comfortable with each other now. So those who started on the softs are probably two stopping. Those on the mediums might be one stopping. But the game is more dynamic this time round, so there's every chance that they will adjust their strategy on the fly. Have seen that so far in some racing this year, where you go, oh, they're starting on this tyre, that means they must be doing that strategy, and then the strategy changes. So that's encouraging in terms of the longevity of the game. We are just about keeping Sainz at bay at the moment. Is he on softs? No, he's on mediums as well, but he's pushing his mediums a little hard. Leclerc is hanging onto the back, and we just don't have the ability to do that, so yeah. 5th and 6th is kind of, I think, as good as we're going to get this weekend. It's down to Stroll down to Sainz as to whether he gets 5th, and we're fighting for 6th and 7th. I really want us to be able to stay in the top, both cars in the top 6. A for the points, B for our sponsors. I think we've got the beating of Stroll. I'm not sure about Sainz. And probably not Alonso either. Oh, we've got a yellow flag. Oh, we've got a red flag. Oh, now that changes strategy immediately. So, we are going to switch off those tyres. We've got 2 sets of mediums. And we're going to go with that with our strategy for the rest of this Grand Prix, I think. And that will take care of our fuel deficit as well. So we won't have to worry about fuel for the rest of the race, unless we really hammer the fuel load. Right, let's see what happened.
Red flag.
Oh, it's the 2 Alphas. Oh no, it's just one of them. But he's retired. Broke his gearbox.
And while all that was happening, the crew in the garage could do nothing but watch on.
So there we go. So 5th and 6th on the restart. We're going on to a... Oh, we've got 3 sets of mediums. Oh, we didn't use any mediums in practice. In quali. In practice. That's why. So... There we go. Medium tyres for both drivers. Is that red flag worthy? Yeah, that car was stopped on the exit of a blind corner. So, yeah.
We're set. once more. And
they
soon
would,
we'll continue
well,
this race.
they would definitely minimum safety car that. They would probably
And
red
it's
flag
lights
that,
out.
given that
And
it was a
away
blind
we
corner.
go.
Because you're going to have marshals on the track as well, having to get the crane in position to lift it off the track. So yeah, I can see that being a red flag in real life. Batteries are full. We've actually got spare fuel. And now we've got a chance to stay with people. And I'm wondering if others would have switched to hards. Oops. Yeah, we've got some who've switched to hards. Stroll is switched to mediums. Alonso and Leclerc. Well, Alonso's put on new. Yeah, they've both switched to new softs. Perez and Verstappen have switched to mediums. Sainz, Hulkenberg, Norris, and Bottas have all gone on to hards. So we've got a real mix of tyres now. But the upshot is, it should be a little easier. I hope a little easier for us to stay with the pack this time. And theoretically, it should be a little easier for us to drop Stroll. And Leclerc is about to be dropped already, which is surprising. We're close to being dropped by Alonso. Their tyres will overheat quicker than ours will, and we haven't touched our batteries yet. But we're about to. I'm also going to up the pace on the tyres as well. See if we can drop Stroll in the process of hunting down Alonso.
Push and hold, overtake.
Those Red Bulls are just so fast. They're on mediums against Leclerc on soft, and already they've broken the gap by over a second. Alright, well, we dropped Stroll. And we're there or thereabouts with Alonso. We should be able to get in range and stay in range for DRS. I think Leclerc might be pushing, trying to get on terms with Max. Perez and Verstappen. Well, you can see Perez absolutely fly there. 146 on his opening lap.
Make sure keep these tyres in good nick.
And you can see as well the racing line is directly where that car was parked. So the basic, it's obviously judged on the merits of the situation in, you know, individually in real life, but in the game it seems to be if a car is stopped on the racing line, it usually triggers a red flag.
And just have a think about getting the pack back up.
All right, so we are in range, and Alonso is actually vulnerable. Leclerc has pushed a little bit. We've still got another half a lap to go until the first active DRS zone. So we can't rest on our laurels just yet. Alonso will probably push to try and make sure he stays tucked up with Leclerc. Let the tyres cool down a touch. We'll turn them up again if I need to. That's better just to be safe than sorry.
Just push.
Yeah, there we go. We're in.
Just need to stay on top of the lifting coast. Okay.
We're going to be patient here. So let's tell Lewis to go low on overtake chancing.
Just look after the car.
Russell isn't going to try and overtake because he's under instruction to stay behind. So we don't have to change him. Actually, let's keep him on standard wear. Just again, trying to save a little bit of tyre wear if I can, but also with with Hamilton being tucked up behind Alonso, his tyres are going to overheat faster. So be a little bit more careful there.
And let's push.
Yep.
Onto the ham cam. See, Alonso's actually shaping up some aggressive lines through there. He's having a look at the back of Leclerc. And Leclerc did go defensive, I think. Oh no, it was Verstappen taking a different line, taking the wider line there.
Pick up the pace.
I'm also trying to break away.
Yeah, we just need to make sure that we don't fall off the cliff on that tyre.
Understood.
And we're going to stop telling George to stay behind from now on. Oh! I just glanced up from the comments and saw a car parked in the barrier in front of us. Who was it? It was Perez and Verstappen. Both Red Bulls are out. Well, not out, but in trouble. Oh, that's glorious. So, that's a penalty for Perez. Potential damage for both of them. We're ahead of both of them. Oh, he's still deploying.
So just charge that pack.
And now we're going to potentially fall off the back of the guys in front because they're now unimpeded. So they'll be able to use the full pace of those soft tyres. Let's see.
So we have
Neither Red Bull boxes. Max in 5th, Perez behind him with that 5-second penalty.
Charge the pack.
Copy.
Let's take a look at Max's car. Can we see any obvious damage? There's a little bit of damage to his front wing. His left end plate is missing, or partially missing. I think it's the right end plate for Perez that's damaged. Have to wait till they hit a slower section. Oh no, Perez does not appear to have front wing damage. Okay. So it's only minor damage for Verstappen, which is why he's staying out. What about tyres? It did damage their tyres, look, a little bit. Took about 5% of their tyre life, that little coming together. So theoretically, because Leclerc started on the mediums, he could just go softs for the rest of this Grand Prix. Alonso started on softs and has got softs on again, so he's going to have to switch to another compound. I would expect, though, both drivers to probably go onto a set of hards when they make their stop. Or at least Alonso. I'm not sure about Leclerc. I don't know. Let's have a look at their tyre wear. Oh, actually, Leclerc's tyres are looking pretty rough. Yeah, Leclerc's probably going to go hards then. Alonso, if he can stretch those tyres, he might go mediums. And the Red Bulls fighting again. Go on, take each other out again, I dare you. Go on, Checo. Lock up under braking. Into the corner, take you both out. Boo. Alright, let's see. Does Perez have better pace than Max? The gap was 1.8 across the line. It's still 1.8. And we are hurting George's confidence with him failing to get these overtakes in. So we'll tell him to not overtake again, and that should again hopefully allow Hamilton to drive a little bit quicker as well, not having to worry about defending. Now you can see the difference in speed. Perez looking very quick in the acceleration there. Sainz gets ahead of Stroll. He's up to 7th. Russell's tyres have been getting a little bit warmer as well in that dirty air, getting really close, trying to get the overtake. So I might look at dropping his tyre wear down just a touch in a bit. Perez is definitely closer through that sweeper section. Let's take a look at the battle for the lead. DRS opens up. You can see just a slight gain. That Aston's pretty quick. Alonso goes defensive on the inside. Who gets the better drive? And it's Alonso. He'll hold the position for now. DRS will open again about now. Leclerc's going to have a look at the inside here. Oh, it's tight, but he squeezes in. And the Red Bulls are getting close. Let's up the pace.
So pick up the pace.
Oh, Alonso sticks it out around the outside and manages to hold on.
And we can drop the lift to coast for now, we'll pick it up later.
Understood.
Let's use all of the available battery on this lap. All 2 megajoules. Perez is so close to getting the DRS. I think we just held him at bay. Yeah, we just held him at bay. That was close.
Just need to make sure we keep these tyres in good nick.
Again, Perez gets a really good run through those sweepers. That's where we're weakest against, well, weaker against the Red Bulls. Don't think he got the DRS though. Oh, he's closing on Russell. Yeah, he did. Oh, okay.
Use the overtake.
Yep.
So happy to push now.
Let's break it,
Copy.
break it through here if we can.
And we'll push.
I think we got him this time.
And just charge the pack.
Ah, damn it, George. All that hard work undone because you went for a move when you were under instruction not to and then had to back out because you're about to pass. Ah. All right. So we'll just have to try and hold them back then. Because we're not breaking them through the sweepers. And now we are putting the tyres under pressure.
If we could just drop back a bit.
Copy.
Overtake will be available.
Copy.
Overtake available.
Copy.
Making sure we don't have complete lack of battery deployment coming out of that corner, because that is a prime way to get overtaken. Well, we have at least got a little bit of extra battery back into Russell's car. And then hopefully, with him defending, that should give him little boosts to his confidence. Lewis a long way off peak, as is George. There we go, a little boost thanks to a successful defence there. You do get natural, gradual degradation of your confidence level if you just sit at a certain pace. It plateaus a little bit. So if you start gaining a lot of confidence, get really very high, and then just sit at a level for a while, it's not unusual to see your confidence gradually start to drop back into the high confidence level. So even those little tiny bumps from a successful defence will help prevent that from happening. Like that.
Be careful with the car.
Copy.
Just gonna do it again. Oh.
And happy to pick up the pushing level.
Copy.
Damn it, George. Right, Leclerc's tyres definitely falling away. He's hanging on to the back of Alonso for now. Russell is now vulnerable. On battle assist. He's held them back. Good man. Paris is going to get him here, though. And there you see his confidence taking a big hit because of the overtake. And that was all his own doing as well. Despite being told don't overtake, he still went for it and then had to back right out. And that screwed him up.
Understood.
And our tyres looking against the Red Bulls. The Red Bulls are actually looking decent. You know, we had a bit of a wear rate. Verstappen is looking after his tyres a bit better than Perez. He's pulled a couple of % back on him. We're only lapping a couple of tenths slower than the front three, or the front two. We're only 3 tenths off from a lap, which isn't too bad. We haven't really been pushing at all. We've been running lower tyre pace to keep the temps down, keep the wear rate down a little bit. We've been charging the battery slightly, so I'm okay with that pace. Slower compound of tyres as well. Now Lewis is vulnerable, and Lewis is overtaken. As long as we keep Max behind us,
Yeah, don't sweat it, Lewis.
I'm not overly concerned about Paris getting in front because he's got that 5-second penalty. As long as we can stay with him, theoretically we should now be able to lap a little bit quicker. Maybe close the gap to the front two down a little bit. And we should comfortably be able to stay with him.
Just reduce your speed.
So we let Perez set the pace, we stay right with him.
On that time.
He's going to lose 5 seconds anyway at his pit stop, which will put him back behind us unless we have a major issue. Yuki into the box, and he has gone onto hard tyres, so anyone boxing in the next few laps is probably going to go hards. Looking at you, Charles. He's staying out. Ah, did we just lose the DRS? I think we did.
Let's push.
Yeah, we did. Don't really want to drain the battery, so we'll give it a lap or so like this, and then if we have to, we'll drain the battery as well. I think we might have to drain the battery. Looks like Perez might be pushing. See, the 136.0 on the last lap. Let's see what he does when he crosses the line here. .135.9. Yeah, I think he's pushing. He gained a second on us on that last lap.
Push and hold, overtake.
Let's go chase him down. Leclerc dropping definitely off the back of Alonso now. Those tyres screaming. 37%, yeah, he's got to be looking at boxing soon. We don't have a huge amount of battery in reserve, so I don't know how long we can sustain this kind of push to close him down. Let's give Russell... Oh! Verstappen just hit us.
Oh, really?
And here we've got a yellow flag. Here's the replay.
Verstappen
Now
locked
we're
up, went
watching Max
straight into
Verstappen
Russell.
here. Now there's an inviting opportunity there. And the impact on the car,
So he's broken his
it's
front
quite
wing even
clear.
more. That's going to
Bitter
cause some
blow
damage
too
to
for more than one
George.
driver from the
And
pack.
obviously drops him out of position. Right. Let's have a look. No aero damage. We got away with no tyre damage as well. We got away very lucky out of that. That could have been so bad. We have just about, and I do mean just about, caught Perez. We've had to kill our battery to do it. Verstappen's boxing, so he's probably going to have to go hard tyres now. George's confidence has been decimated thanks to that collision. It's a penalty for Verstappen. So pleased they had the front wing change animations in this time round. I can't understand why they weren't part of the game last time round. Maybe they just didn't have the time.
Let's just work on getting that pack back up.
Alright, can we hold him off? No. Is the answer. Straight into the DRS and straight past us. Leclerc boxes.
Let's just keep it up.
What tyres is he going on to? Oh, he's going mediums. Okay. We've still got a while yet before we need to think about our stop. We could theoretically stop in the next few laps, but we might look at stretching slightly. Russell, I will probably box earlier than Hamilton. Give him an undercut. Try and give him the advantage of fresh tyres a little bit sooner. We can let him run at whatever pace he wants that way as well. Let's turn that off before we forget. Let's also turn off battle assist, because that's going to be hurting us, seeing as we're not in a battle. Keep forgetting to do that.
So just charge that pack.
Charge the pack.
Coming.
Please tell me we've got the DRS. No, we didn't. I gambled on being able to run harvest through that corner, and it failed. Ah. Right, so we're back close to Stroll and Sainz again. Running about 4 seconds off the back of Hamilton, so we didn't lose too much time. That's not too bad. As I say, we came away with no damage to the tyres or the car. So in that respect, we were very lucky. But we are about to get gobbled up by Stroll and Sainz. So we're going to have to be doing some serious defending again.
So you can pick up the pace.
Might need some good defending here. I could put him in always defend, but it does make him go slow. And given that Max has already boxed, I don't want to give him the opportunity of an undercut. What tyres did Max go on? I can't remember. It was hards. Right, Alonso's into the box. He's going to come out very close. Leclerc's going to get him. Just. There's Leclerc. There's Alonso. So he did manage to get the undercut on Alonso. Both on mediums. They'll go to the end. I think I'm going to bring George in this lap.
Box, box.
Try and make sure we get an undercut on Stroll and Sainz behind us.
Okay, let's see what you got then.
Copy.
There we go. So we'll have fresher tyres before the cars that were chasing us. Let's see if we get a clean stop here. Not bad, 2.4.
And track will be clear on exit.
Gasly and Ocon both pitting at the same time. Ooh, that could be interesting. We had the fourth fastest pit stop. Oh, beautifully timed double stack there for Alpine. Very clever.
Let's just manage these
And
tyres.
Okay.
we did not lose position to Russell. For Russell to Norris or Verstappen. In fact, Max stuck behind Norris at the moment. So, yeah, that's good for George. That's very good for George. Perez still has that 5-second penalty, so theoretically we should be able to get out in front of him. If he boxes this lap, we're going to go absolutely hell for leather and then box the next lap. Otherwise, we're just going to stay out a little bit longer. He's boxing this lap, so we're going to go hell for leather on this lap. No battery really to speak of, but we're going to burn everything and we're going to box now. It's hammer time, Lewis.
So we'll box at the end of this lap.
So this lap.
Oh, he's got a pit stop issue as well.
Red Bull's crew ready for the pit stop.
That's the 5-second penalty.
Oh, but they have trouble releasing the car.
Change the tyres, and they have a release problem as well. Beautiful. Beautiful. I think we're on the optimal lap for his... Yeah, we are. We're actually on the optimal lap for Lewis's stop anyway, so that's worked out beautifully. And Perez is behind Russell. Excellent stuff. Tyres are up to temps now. Lewis back into the very high confidence bracket. That's good.
So let's uplift and coast all round, Lewis.
Yep.
All right, clean stop, please. I do love the fact that we can have pit stop issues. It really does add much more tension and drama to pit stops now. It's not bad, 2.4. That's pretty quick. That's going to be top 3, I think. Second fastest stop of the Grand Prix. And we are comfortably clear of George and Perez. All right, looking good. Who's yet to stop? Stroll is still yet to stop. So once Stroll gets out of the way, that's going to put us P4 and P5. So that will give us the wiggle room to Perez as well. Verstappen has got clear now that Norris has boxed. Has he boxed or has he just been overtaken? He might just have been overtaken. Yeah, Norris has been overtaken by Max and also Magnussen on fresh mediums. Let's hope Magnussen can hunt down Max and put him under pressure. Let's get George's confidence level up a little bit as Lim starts setting some faster sectors. Try and get it back into the high confidence bracket. Need to warm these tyres up.
Just push.
Understood.
New fastest lap for Perez, getting the DRS off the back of Russell. But Russell sets a new fastest final sector, or new personal best fastest sector in the rear, third sector there. Struggling with my words tonight. So he's close. He's close to getting high confidence. If he can just put together another couple of good sectors, maybe throw in a successful defence on top, that will be enough. We want him to have the higher confidence if he's going to have to drive defensively. We're aiming for 5th and 6th, so again, we're working on the assumption Stroll is going to drop out of contention. So if Perez does get past us, we'll have that wiggle room, we'll still be okay. Obviously, we want as many points as we can. That's a personal best in the middle sector.
Just show me what you've got.
Copy.
Let's see, can he retake Perez on the run down to the last turn? No, Perez is pushing. I mean, look how much of a gap he pulled out already. He's pushing. He wants to get onto the back of Hamilton. Oh man, we lost 3-4 tenths just coming out of that corner. That's crazy. Yeah, he's on a real tear. We've got to hunt him. We've got to chase him.
Happy to start reducing that management.
Alright, copy that.
Again, we can only do this for a limited period of time before we're out of battery and before the tyres start getting too hot. Looking after our tyres is going to be important. Personal best in sector 1, but because we got overtaken, we're a long way off still. New personal best for Lewis in sector 1. Tyres are about at their optimum temperature right now. New personal best in sector 2 for both drivers. Here comes Perez on Hamilton. Just seem to lose so much speed coming out of that corner. It's like the drivers are just not able to put their foot down. Or there's like a horrendous turbo lag. Look how much time we lost with Russell there. It's crazy. Alright, let's cool the tyres down. We're going to try and make things a little easier for George. We're going to go into always defend, which is going to make us slower. Allow Russell to catch back up. Should increase our chances of at least frustrating Perez, and hopefully we can help burn his tyres out a little bit as well. And you can see Perez's tyres down to 86% already. They're worse than George's, and George's bit several laps before he did. Perez is going to get us. He's going to get us.
Okay, let's go for it.
Understood.
Let's just keep our heads down.
Stay with him. Stroll yet to stop. He's got to be going for a set of soft. That's going to make him quick. He's 9 seconds ahead of us. So he will be coming through the field. Hulkenberg boxes. I'm almost a second down on Perez already. When the Red Bull pushes, we just can't keep up with it. It's just too fast. Even with DRS wide open, we can barely keep up with it. And it has such amazing grip out of the corners. Such amazing acceleration. There's just nothing we can do. You watch, we'll lose the DRS before we even get to the line. Yeah, lost nearly 2 tenths. Alright, well let's start prepping our drivers
Charge the pack.
for a fastest lap attempt,
Yeah, we just
maybe
need to make
towards
sure
the end.
that, we don't fall off a cliff on that
See if
time.
we can steal that way from Perez. Let's put some real battery in the car. We have to give up on Perez. Plus, we need to make sure our batteries are full
Just work on getting that
for
pack
Stroll,
back
because he is going to be quick. So we'll bring the tyre temps down, save a little bit of wear, get those batteries fully charged, and see what happens with Stroll. Leclerc is absolutely flying on these mediums. Maybe 6 seconds clear of Alonso. And I would not be at all surprised. Actually, no. Yeah, I thought maybe Sainz might have a chance of catching him, but he's not going to get him on those hard tyres. I wouldn't be surprised if Perez can catch him. He's got 20 laps, and he's only, what, 8 seconds off the back of Sainz? I can see Perez taking third. Yeah, 134.0 last lap. We were a 135. Perez is faster than everybody but Alonso right now, and Alonso's pushing hard to get that kind of time. Max is doing 135.5s, which is what we're doing now that we're on full harvest mode, so we're okay against Max. Stroll's doing 136.1s at the moment on those tyres. This is Sainz, so yeah, Sainz is a second and a half slower than Perez. Perez has easily got enough time and grip to catch up to and pass Sainz. Alright, we're almost fully charged on the battery. Let's go into top-up mode for Lewis. We'll stay in harvest just for an extra lap for Russell. Sainz in the box, so he must be going softs. He is. I didn't expect Sainz to box. I probably should have done, really. I didn't expect him to box this early, if he was going to box. We're not going to be able to keep him behind. How far behind is he? Not that far behind. 6.5 seconds behind, 7 seconds behind Russell. He'll catch him up really quickly.
So happy to push now.
Copy.
And let's push.
Alonso's got the gap down to 5 seconds, but it's still quite big. I can't see him overcoming that unless Leclerc makes a mistake. Not a big enough gap in tyre wear. Stroll's got to be boxing very soon, if not this lap. He's staying out. Okay, so hopefully he's going to hold up Perez here. Definitely going to hold him up in the first sector. See Perez swarming all over the back of him, trying to find a way through. Sainz has taken about a second out of us. No, half a second out of us. Stroll frustrating Perez. This is good. We've gained a couple of tenths on Perez here. We'll get about half a second. This is where Stroll is really struggling. His tyres are going to be below 30% now. Yeah, 28%. Stroll's doing us a huge favour here. He's bringing us back into play. And Perez is going to get him. He's got a clear run now. So now we want Stroll to box and get out of the way. And he's boxing.
So the stops are starting to happen now.
Why is this going to bring him out? Perez pushing again. Look how much the gap's going up. That gap just went up by 1.5 seconds. What the hell? Oh, man. Sainz is not really closing us down at the moment. Maybe we're on for 4th and 5th here. How the hell did Perez just pull out 1.5 seconds in Sector 1? That is ridiculous. There's got to be some weird stuff happening in the code there to gain 1.5 seconds in one sector like that. He's lost 0.5 second now. Yeah, we're on for 4th and 5th, unless something happens to someone in front of us. I can't see Stroll getting us. Sainz, if he starts to push, will close the gap, but he's still 6 seconds behind. We've got 16 laps to go, including this one. Tyres are in decent shape. Batteries are in decent shape. Fuel is fine. We'll actually have a little bit of spare fuel to play about with by the time we get towards the dying laps. And are there any real battles going on? Hulkenberg and Alonso, Sargent and Sonoda. That's it. The Alpine's still running close together. Gasly 10th, Ocon 11th. 1.5 seconds between the two of them. Max is closing on Stroll. Let's keep an eye on this. Max is on old hard tyres. Stroll is on new soft tyres. Let's see if he can actually close that gap. I think Stroll might be pushing. I think he's just taken about 1 second out of Sainz. Yeah, he's just at a fastest lap. Yeah, Stroll's pushing. Oh, he's taken 1.5 seconds out of Sainz. Nearly 2 seconds. Yeah, 2 seconds faster on that last lap. Verstappen was pushing to close up to the back of him, and Stroll just like put his foot down and says, "See you later." We've just got to try and manage the gap between Russell and Sainz now. So we'll ride with Russell. Leclerc's got the gap to 8 seconds now over Alonso. Are they going to think about another stop? It's not beyond the realms of possibility. We do have another set of softs as well, so if we do get a safety car, we can throw on a set of softs and be quick, but ideally if we're going to do that, we don't want that to happen and for another couple of laps at least. We want to keep increasing the gap to some of the cars behind us. At the moment, if we were to stop, even under safety car conditions, we might get out in front of Verstappen with Russell. We would definitely get out ahead of Magnussen. We are lapping faster than Magnussen and everyone behind him. So we've got that in our favour. I think the fastest lap's probably beyond us. Hamilton setting a new personal best in the middle sector, gets another little confidence boost. That gets him a little bit further on the higher confidence track. Russell sitting there, not too far away from very high confidence. Sainz starting to close that gap now. It's under 4 seconds. Might be on a push lap. What did he do last time round? 134.5. What's he doing this time? .34.1. Yeah, 4 tenths faster. Let me check. Is anyone running battle assist? No. And no. Good. I think we might be closing on Perez. Yeah, a couple of tenths here, a couple of tenths there with Lewis. Oh, we could get back-to-back podiums. That would be awesome. Norris boxes. We may yet see a little flurry of activity in the pits. Magnussen, Leclerc are prime candidates for a late sprint on softs. Sainz has to get down to just 2.5 seconds now. He's definitely coming for us. Someone was asking me last night, I forget who it was, I think it might have been you, Farah, asking me if the graphics were better this time around. One of the things I do like about the changes to the car models is the carbon fibre isn't ultra glossy anymore. That always just rankled me a little bit, that it was just so super glossy when it really isn't. It's much more kind of got a bit more of a satin sheen to it, because it's still got some protection over the top of it to hold it together and yeah, protect it, but yeah, it just does not have that glaringly obvious shine that it did last time round. It looks duller and more realistic this time round. Sainz is going to be on us on this next lap.
overtake is available.
Copy.
Let's try and overheat his tyres. Oh, he still gets us up the inside. God damn.
And happy to pick up the pushing level.
Copy.
I think he just blitzed away from giving us DRS as well. He did. Alright, so we're no longer in range
Hold, overtake.
to defend, so let's
Okay.
turn that off so it doesn't negatively impact our lap times. Last thing we want to do is just sit there and fall straight into the clutches of Stroll. Let's do a push lap of our own. See if we can hunt sights down before, before he gets too far ahead and gets a chance to recharge his car. This is what we were saving the battery for. I thought we'd have to do it with Stroll. I wasn't expecting to do it so early with Sainz. Let's turn off battle assist as well because, again, we're not close enough to use it, so it's just going to hold battery away from us. A little over 9 laps left. Leclerc about to start his countdown for 9 laps. See if I can maybe sneak Hamilton up towards the back of Perez a little bit.
Understood.
Save the battery.
Pick up the pace.
Yep.
I'm also wary of the fact that I don't want Sainz to get within range. I'd rather he gets held up in a battle with Russell.
Let's push and get past him.
So close to getting the DRS off him again. Gonna overheat the tyres to do it. But it'll be worth it if we can get the DRS. Because then we can just keep nibbling away at Sainz, keep distracting him, slowing him down. Personal best lap for Lewis.
Let's just manage these tyres.
Yeah, copy.
Charge the pack.
Copy.
There again, we get that huge delay in putting the power down, and look how much time we lost. We lost half a second. Maybe we really need to work on our low down force. we've got new parts that are being manufactured. They've been designed, they're being manufactured right now, so we should hopefully have a couple of new parts for both cars for the next Grand Prix, which I think is Imola off the top of my head. That'll be the first of the ATA races as well, so that'll be hard tyres in Q1, medium tyres in Q2 and soft tyres in Q3. Not done an ATA race in this game yet, so be interesting to see how that works. You know, in terms of overall tyre allocation. We will have a total reduced allocation, so I'll have to really think about what I'm using in free practice. Yeah, George is just not able to keep up. But we've got 6 and a bit seconds to Stroll. And 6 laps to go. So, unless Stroll does a second a lap faster than us, he's not catching us. I realise I am tempting fate by saying that. But so be it.
For hot and temps, just going to need some lift and coast. Use the overtake.
Yep.
Again, just trying to make sure we stay away from Sainz, and if we can get into the back of Perez as well, we can use that as an extra defence against Sainz. We've kind of been keeping pace with him. He is lapping faster than the leaders by about half a second, but he's too far off, I think, to catch Alonso. And he's certainly not getting Leclerc. I don't know, maybe we can get him. It's gonna be tight. Got a little bit of traffic up front. That might help us, might hinder us. Depends where we catch it against where Perez catches it. Gap's down to 2 seconds. Stroll only took half a second out of us on that last lap. That's not enough. And we are gradually looking to rebuild the battery as well. New personal best in the first sector for Lewis. Get out of the way, whichever McLaren you are. Piastri, I think. Thank you. Gap's down to 1.5 seconds. Let's ride the ham cam. Personal best in the middle. There is Perez. I think we're going to run out of battery just before we get to him. We've got an Alfa Romeo in front. Oh, speaking of Alfa Romeo, it's not been officially announced yet, and it probably won't be announced till Monza, but hearing reports that Alfa Romeo are signing a new partnership with Haas for next season. Which makes sense, you know, as they are also a Ferrari customer team. Sauber obviously being rebranded to just, I think, Sauber next year. Given it's the end of their agreement at the end of this season with Alfa Romeo, and they're now being bought by Audi. Audi will be taking, I think, a 25% stake in the team at the end of this season, which will increase over the next couple of years until they become the full works team. But yeah, reports are that Alfa Romeo are going to be partnering up with Haas next season, so it'll be the Haas Alfa Romeo. I'm not sure how they're going to name it. I don't think they'll be just Alfa Romeo like Sauber were. I would imagine it'll be Haas Alfa Romeo. Who knows? Be interesting to see if that does actually happen. Alright, I've given it everything I've got, and I'm just not able to close up. I've got to let the tyres cool.
Just need to make sure keep these tyres in good nick.
We'll let them cool down a little bit and then we'll try again. We're only 2 seconds off, 2.5 seconds off. Perez is actually catching Alonso. He's pushing as well. 133.0. He did a 32.8. We did a 34.0. Yeah, we ran out of battery and he's now flying. No way we were going to catch him there. He's going to get Alonso. He's already in DRS range. Stroll is still over 4 seconds behind with 3.5 laps to go, so he's not going to get us. I think we're about to see Perez go flying past Alonso here. That Red Bull is just so powerful. It's a question of what could have been, I think, for Red Bull if they hadn't acted like complete loons in this Grand Prix. Perez hitting Max, getting a penalty, then Max hitting Russell, getting a penalty of his own, and further compounding the damage that he already had from his collision with Perez. Oh, a sudden change of movement there.
3 laps remaining. So it's hammer time.
Yay, we heard it. It's hammer time. That's the first time I've ever heard that. That's awesome. Been waiting a year and a half. Well, not a year and a half, but I've been waiting over a year to hear that. Perez is being frustrated now by Alonso. Which maybe, it's a bit of an ask, but maybe it gives us a chance to try and sneak up on the back of them. I think we're too far back. Depends how aggressively Alonso goes into defense mode. If he goes full defense and slows them both down, it's not beyond the realms of possibility that we might just sneak into DRS on the final lap. Going to go full push with Russell as well. He's only 2.5 seconds, 3 seconds off Sainz, maybe. He's got an opportunity against Sainz. As Perez finally gets alongside, and that should complete the move. It does. So Perez back up to second, and that's as high as he's going to get this weekend. 2 laps to go. He's not going to get Leclerc unless Leclerc bins it. Why with Russell, he's got more of a chance of actually catching someone than Hamilton does.
Push and hold it, overtake.
Yeah, copy.
Sainz has just got past Bottas, and now if we can get this right, we might be able to get DRS off of... Is that Bottas or is that Zhou? Off the Alpha, regardless. I think it might be Zhou, actually. I know he's pulled out the way already. I was going to say maybe we could use that to get a little bit of DRS on the back straight to help us hunt down Sainz, but we caught him really quickly. Hamilton's got the gap down to 2.4 seconds. We're absolutely destroying what's left of these tyres. Russell now within 1.3 seconds. Again, what's with the lift? So frustrating.
And we can drop the lift to coast for now, we'll make it up later.
Yep.
Oh, come on, just hang on in there, just almost in the 1 second range. This will give us a chance at the end of the lap. Try and save what little battery we've got left. Just calm the tyres down.
If we could just drop back a bit.
Yep, fine.
He's on full attack, failed overtake, that's fine. Hamilton's in range. It's got no battery left though. Ah!
So we're going to have to introduce a little bit of management.
Understood.
Come on, George.
So you've taken the flag. So that's P4, mate.
Really happy with that result.
Ah,
Guys.
once again, the Ferrari frustrates us on the final corners.
So that's the checkered flag. That'll be P6.
I'll take 4th and 6th.
Nice job.
Yeah, well done. So good job.
That's what I was hoping for going into the Grand Prix. I was expecting 5th or 6th for Hamilton, and Russell was always going to be nip and tuck as to whether he'd actually get in the top 6 or not. So 4th and 6th, that's a solid result, and we weren't that far off Alonso in the end. Definitely some positives to take from the Grand Prix, and as I say, we've got new parts for Imola as well. So, yeah, feeling a little more confident about Imola. Max comes home in 8th place in the end. An adventurous afternoon for him. 2 collisions, one not his fault, one very much his fault. Who got fastest lap in the end? Was it Perez? We'll find out in a moment, I suppose.
That was a solid performance from Lewis Hamilton today.
That's a solid point finish, and all in all, a good drive for them today.
Out and onto the podium steps Charles Leclerc, the driver from Monaco, really deserving of that top 3 spot.
Their first win of the season, and the team looking
There's that
on
weird
will be
glitch
very
on
proud
his
of
hair
themselves.
again.
And after a hot and sweaty Miami Grand Prix, I think this is as good a time as any to cool off. And as proceedings start to wind down here, what will Mercedes have made of this result, Karun?
It was a strangely mixed weekend for them. We saw one driver put in a strong performance, but it was a different story for the other. Definitely positives there though.
And with that, our weekend in Miami now draws to a close.
Now the teams will be looking ahead to Imola, where the season progresses with the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Get ready for some fierce competition.
So there we go, confirmation of the result. A win for Charles Leclerc. I think it's his 2nd win of the season, isn't it? Sergio Perez in 2nd place. Alonso in 3rd. Hamilton up 1 place to 4th. Carlos, again, a good race for him, up 4 places, this time to 5th. Russell gains a place up to 6th. Bad race for Max, down 5 places to 8th. Magnussen managing to jump ahead of both of the Alpines. So that's some good points for Haas there. Disappointment for Alpine. And then further down the grid, decent result for Yuki, gaining 4 places. Well, technically, I suppose you could say 3 because Zhou put his car in the wall. So it was Bottas that we were lapping earlier. Bad race for him again. That Alfa Romeo really not in great shape at the moment. Take a look at the Drivers' Championship. Max only gains 4 points and 18 points gained for Sergio, so the gap down to just 7. Big points for Charles Leclerc with 25 points. That brings him within 16 points of Sergio Perez. Still a long way off Max, 23 points. Carlos picks up a few points. Lewis closes the gap ever so slightly, 7 points now to Lewis. Some good points for Alonso. He closes to within 10 of Lewis and pulls away from George, who drops a place down into 7th in the Drivers' Championship. And let's have a look further down. Still yet to score is De Vries, Sargent, Bottas, Piastri, Tsunoda, who jumps ahead of Zhou on positional countback, and then Zhou himself. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull get win number 3, and some decent points. No, Red Bull don't get win number 3. Red Bull already had 3 wins. Ferrari get win number 2. There we go. They're getting mixed up. Get some good points to help close the gap a little bit to Red Bull. They're still a long way off, and they do stretch their lead over us by 15 points, which isn't so good. Puts a little bit more pressure on us. Hell, even Aston Martin actually slightly closed up on us. Alpine kind of isolated there in 5th at the moment. You know, best of the rest. An extra 2 points for Haas. That's important for them. Moves them 3 clear of McLaren, who are having a slow start. Williams with a point still. AlphaTauri and Alfa Romeo still yet to score. In terms of pit stops, again, we had a quick pit stop. This time with Lewis at 2.43. So we get 4th place in the Grand Prix for pit stops. Russell not in the top 10, unfortunately. That doesn't really do a huge amount for us. We stay 6th in the competition. We do close the gap on Williams a little bit, and pull away a little bit from AlphaTauri, who themselves have jumped over Aston Martin. Aston Martin not having great pit stops. But having said that, we've only scored pit stops in points in the last 2 Grand Prix, so it took us a while to get going. And there you can see how close we were. Fine margins. 1.2 tenths for Hamilton was enough for 4th place. And 1.6, not enough for the top 10 for Russell. So very, very fine margins indeed. A little breakdown of their race. 1 successful overtake for George. Is that all? It felt like more. 3 failed overtakes, 9 successful defences, only 3 failed defences. That's pretty good for him. For Hamilton, again, 1 successful overtake, 2 failed overtakes, 3 successful defences, 3 failed defences. Again, for a long time we were running our drivers in a do not attack each other mode to stop them from holding each other up, and of course that means that they stop fighting, so they don't get defences against each other there, or failed overtakes against each other. As far as the sponsors go, we achieved all of our targets. The performance targets, we didn't get the fastest lap, but that was just an incentive. We did reach Q3 with both cars. We fulfilled all of our guarantees, which is the important thing. And with our sponsor base rate, that gives us another 4.3 mil in the bank. Manufacturing of our front wing is now done. So let's go to car parts, and we've got our spare rear wings as well. Let's fit the front wing to both cars. There we go. Do we not have a spare? We've only got the 1 spare. I know we're working on the front wing, but it'll be a while till we get it, so I would kind of like an extra one. And they take 3 days to do. We'll just do one extra spare. I don't want to go ahead and make lots of extra spares when we've got a new one in the works already. We'll just take it on a race-by-race basis as to whether we need to add to that. Chassis is not done yet. We've got 2 spares though, that's good. We've just done the front wings. Rear wings, we've now got 3 spares because it'll be a while till we do another big rear wing. Side pods, one is ready, the other one isn't. We'll install that on George's car, and then we'll get one onto Lewis's car as soon as it's ready. The underfloor, we've got 2 spares on the underfloor. Suspension, we've got 1 spare. Hopefully that's enough. What shape are our engines in now? 40% and 41%. Okay, ERS modules, 46 and 47. Okay, maybe we'll put new engines in for Imola again. We'll see what the grid does, and take it from there. Based on practice, we won't be changing during the park fairness situation, so we won't be changing during qualifying or between qualifying and the race. There is the inspection results. Both cars passed inspection, so no parts need to be replaced there. That's good. Just details about the wings. A wind tunnel data concern. Concerned about some irregularities in the wind tunnel. The data output seems to be consistent, so there's been no impact on car part development, but the main rotor isn't starting up or winding down as smoothly as it once did. I'm hesitant to suggest this given how important the car development is, but I'd like to shut down the wind tunnel to investigate the issue. We'll need to pause all current part designs. If we don't investigate this now, I'm concerned it could get worse. Of course, there might not be an issue in the first place, but rather safe than sorry. So, it will have a knock-on on the underfloor and the chassis and the suspension and the front wing. We've got 4 parts in the works. So, we're looking at... what are those dates? 12th, 10th, 14th. Not worried about the 6th. Let's see what impact that would do on the calendar. So, 6th is there. So, 12th and 14th. We would only have 2 days before we get to Canada. So we might have to emergency manufacture, which is horrendously expensive. And given our cost cap, probably not something we're going to do. So that means that we might have to delay some parts until Austria. Or we can just ignore the problem and hope it goes away. Oh, I need to have a think about that. So I will think about that overnight, and we will make the decision tomorrow. That's it for tonight. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's stream. We'll be back again tomorrow, same time as always, 9 p.m. UK time, for the next race, round 6 at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix Imola. And we'll also get our first crack at the alternative tyre allocation qualifying format as well. So until then, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more F1 Manager very soon.